If there was one game destined to cause mass uproar for absolutely no logical reason, it was Hogwarts Legacy. And of course, it has. Morons on Twitter have spent literal months crying about how you should boycott this game because JK Rowling bad. Despite the fact she has quite literally no involvement in the project, and the developers have made every attempt to distance themselves from her. Twitter in its typical fashion has decided to create yet another war over the Harry Potter franchise, and oh boy is it gloriously brain dead. If you are expecting even a sprinkling of intelligence to be seen in this video from these people, you my friend are going to be pleasantly unsurprised to see that there is none. And I mean none. Hogwarts Legacy is like if Hitler made a game that on the surface has nothing to do with Nazis and people even anti-Nazis bought it, claiming that despite how it was made by Hitler, they have nothing to do with the Nazi sentiments in the game, and Nazis are commending them for it. I mean, let's be honest here. It is an unavoidable and downright objective fact that moments after purchasing Hogwarts Legacy, not only will you get a copy hand-signed by the man, the myth, the not-so-legendary Kanye West, but you will also hear the Third Reich anthem slowly creep upwards in volume until it inevitably consumes your mind entirely and you become a literal Nazi. I mean, these are just the objective facts. Hogwarts Legacy has been scientifically proven to be 100% effective at turning people into literal Nazis. Pretty please ignore the fact that JK Rowling quite literally has no involvement with the game's creation or the project at all. It will simply turn you into a Nazi no matter what. Also, pretty please ignore the fact that the people telling you to boycott this game are often doing it via threats of violence. And no, I'm not joking. IAMWIDLCAT, a YouTuber with 8 million subscribers, decided it would be a brilliant idea to threaten to throw rocks at people outside of GameStop in order to stop people buying the game. And not only that, in the same tweet he's encouraging others to go out and attack people who even dare to think about buying this game. I find it utterly bewildering that a tweet like this is managing to get 9,000 likes. Anyone with an inkling of intelligence would realize that if you go out and attack people for buying a game that has no connection to JK Rowling outside of a small amount of the profits going to her, that in reality she is never even going to notice because she's fucking worth $1.1 billion, that is only going to create more transphobes. And hell, even if you buy the game, you don't have to give JK Rowling any money. Simply buy it through a key site or buy it second hand, and JK Rowling does not get a single dime of your money, whilst your purchase staying completely legal. But either way, I don't think this really calls for any concern considering the fact he's going to be standing outside a GameStop, which means he's going to be attacking nobody. Hogwarts Legacy is currently losing to a free game released 11 years ago on its debut. First of all, I'm not quite sure how this is considered the game's debut when it's not even out yet, and secondly, it was topping the Steam charts the other day. Not to mention how weird it is to brag that a free-to-play game is outperforming a paid game. And you know, I'll be the first one to admit that I absolutely hate the quartering. He's very clearly nothing more than a grifter, and personally I can't respect an individual who pissed in his basement during a live stream.
My wife went out for pizza without me, and I'm angry about it. So I'm gonna win this round, and then I'm gonna pee. If I don't win this round, I'm gonna pee in my own basement. Get up! Get up! No! Oh my god. I just peed in my basement.
But even that kind of a lolcow is unfortunately not always incorrect. The woke crowd trying to cancel this game for really no reason at all has in fact blatantly failed, and so his video is not a lie. It is such a bafflingly stupid argument to make because it's so blatantly false. Although in all honesty I shouldn't expect any form of intelligence from a previous Polygon writer. My request to you all, please don't support Hogwarts Legacy.
Friends, colleagues, cohorts, the whole lot of you, I'm asking you very sincerely, please do not stream it. Don't make YouTube videos about it, don't buy it, and don't bloody pre-order it. The reason being is that you may not be aware that by supporting this title, you are essentially aligning yourself with some really heinous transphobic values.
According to this guy, if you buy Hogwarts Legacies, then you automatically support transphobic values. Let's hope he never finds out who made his clothes and the iPhone he's using to record the video. Since in his logic, that means you support sweatshop workers. Hell, have you ever bought a Cadbury's chocolate bar? Well, you now directly support child slave labor. You disgusting, abhorrent piece of shit.
J.K. Rowling, aka Joanne, has made it extremely clear that they see the success of this title as being vindication of their transphobic views. That, by this title doing well, that means that they were correct.
Why don't you back it up with a source?
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
Not only can I not find a source to back this up, it's also just a stupid argument to make, because J.K. Rowling has had quite literally no involvement with this game's production, and so the success of it has nothing to do with her. You buy this game, whether it gives profits to her or not, cannot be used by her as a means to support her own abhorrent ideology, as its success is entirely independent from her, as I've said repeatedly throughout this video. I want to make it very clear that if you're buying or supporting the Hogwarts Legacy game, then unfollow me right now. The lives of trans people are so much more important than your pathetic childhood nostalgia. Just say you're a bigot and block me. Hope folks understand that the condemnation of Hogwarts Legacy is mostly coming from a place of legitimate fear. Yes, it is just a game, but JK's online rhetoric and folks like her are actively influencing legislation that target LGBTQ+ groups in various states. I do love how just terminally online these people actually are. Although very concerning, it's undeniably hilarious. These people unironically think that you are going to contribute to the murder of trans people by buying a dumb video game. Not a single soul on this planet is going to be buying Hogwarts Legacy and then turning around the next day wanting to kill trans people. Nor is the sales of a goddamn video game going to influence anti-trans legislation. The only thing you are doing by boycotting this game is actively damaging the lives of the developers who have been working on this game for the past couple of years at the least. Even if some of the profits are going to J.K. Rowling, the problem is that by boycotting this, nothing you are doing is changing her life. She is still getting royalties out of all the films, she is still getting royalties out of all the books. Boycotting the game does absolutely fuck all. If you actually wanted to send a message to J.K. Rowling and financially hurt her, then you should be boycotting the aspects of Harry Potter of which she is involved with, not the game she has literally no involvement with. And let's not forget the fact it's not been confirmed whether or not they are actually giving royalties to J.K. Rowling. If you want to actually support trans people, do not virtue signal on Twitter about some dumb wizard game, which costs you nothing to do. Go and donate the money you would have spent on the game to a trans charity, or do anything that actually makes you an activist, rather than some vague piece of shit on the internet desperately attempting to appear virtuous to their followers, via unironically claiming you're going to be responsible for the death of trans people if you buy a video game. And as the Ant-Man said on Twitter, please do something tangible with your outrage towards Hogwarts Legacy. But I do love how many people were self-reporting underneath this Ant-Man tweet, because him simply saying that if you do want to boycott the game, then instead of just virtue signaling, actually donate the money to trans charities and support the very people you are supposedly trying to save the lives of course managed to piss off a few people, with them again unironically comparing it to the Holocaust and Nazis. Did you know that if you buy from a Nazi then donate far more to Jewish organizations, that makes you morally in the clear? And don't worry boys, this person in particular was definitely not doing this just for a bunch of brownie points on Twitter. That's why they responded to the Ant-Man donating $2,000 to the trans lifeline by retweeting this statement, instead of donating money, like he's advocating for. How anyone can twist that into being anti-trans is truly beyond me. This really does show how far these supposed online activists will go to not do any actual form of activism, because they just blatantly refuse to donate the money when the Ant-Man called them out on that fact. Don't be sitting here acting like you actually give a shit about trans people when you refuse to donate to trans charities. Now, I frankly cannot be asked to read any more of these degenerate tweets and these downright fake motherfuckers trying to pretend as if they actually care about trans people in any legitimate manner, which means we have finally come to the end of this video. So with all that being said, please do not forget to do all the things YouTubers love to beg you to do, aka check out the Discord server, my Twitter, as well as like, comment and subscribe. So I will see you all in the next video.